So being figured out definitely hurt them a lot more, at least this time around with this comp. These are very simple comps for them to be able to execute on. And this is the things that I was asking for weeks at a time when they were at the pretty much the lowest of lows here for the side of Mirage. And just pick these simpler front-to-back team compositions, ones where you do have very clear goals early, middle, and late, and I think this satisfies those. You have a lot of ability here for Memento to impact the early game. You have Rung Jun, who is on a pick. He definitely has a lot of experience on. Cody Sun has been a lot of the wins Mirage have are when he is playing the Aphelios, and it's good in this early laning phase into Jinx. You have a lot of lanes to play through here if you are Mirage's jungler, and that's what we have to see happen here. None of this what we saw from Akabe and Game Ward, where it's like 10 minutes in, you're 0-0-0 on Lee Sin. That can't happen this game.
Cannot happen here for us. I kind of want to draw some attention over to Woolite because I certainly was a pretty big critic of his in the early stages. I mean, it was not the Woolite of last year that was so dominant, winning, 2v2s. And, I had brought up the point that there are so many talented 80 carries and supports now in the league here at the LFL that I wasn't sure if he could really stack up against some of the best here. But as of recent, I feel like he has proved me wrong, has stepped up, has been fantastic. And now we'll see if he can continue to do this on this Jinx pick, who's already actually been able to poke out Cody Sun a little bit. But that's a great dredge line. Vander's going to eat some damage, but that immediate flash, no way! Woolite with the first blood, no! He can't get the auto in. However, this is really going to shove them out of lane.
And this is usually a lane that favors the Aphelios, but you can see the playmaking this level 1 Thresh can do. The flash play is so big, and all of a sudden, the pressure is there for Misfits bottom lane, and it's just in time, too. Their jungler is heading towards this bottom side of the map.
Whoa. Bad Lulu not taking the best of this trade because he's only level 1. Irrelevant, able to get his hands on the wave here first, gets the shove in, and no way. This is a good match here. Memento knows he needs to be down here. Shayak is level 2. Threatening a potential dive. It's not going to happen. No summoners here, but thanks to the red gun, Cody Sun is actually able to lifesteal a lot, and well, with the help of all the additional pots with the longsword start, he's able to get himself just about back up to full.
Wow, that's a really nice use of the priority there that Shayak managed to get. He comes back, loses not a single thing for it here. Very few minions lost, and in doing so, either sets up the dive or gets that deep ward that says, hey guys, Memento's here, by the way, in case you were thinking of going for something really aggressive, and he gets the walk back in lane for it here. It's early game. These kind of plays are going to be difference makers here for the side of Misfits.
Oh my.
Wow.
This is not what we typically see, and at least from my experience, I've seen the Wukongs typically find the advantage into the Gnar, but it comes back to that level 1, level 2, right? You lose the level 1, it hurts you severely, and it doesn't give you the lane control that's kind of necessary to really push this Wukong to the limits in the early stages of the game. So Bad Lulu already has to invest the teleport, comes back with a cloth armor, doesn't feel great here for himself, as it's been a great start, at least so far, for Irrelevant.
And already it's going to give you a sign on what the laning phase is going to look like for the top lane. Hold on a sec.
Oh, Tinks is here. Raxo does have his flash, but I don't think it's going to be even necessary to use. Tinks just comes down. Memento here again to match. So both of these junglers already on top of one another, matching each other's plays just in case something does in fact break out. But it looks like it will be a Memento that does get the first reset. We'll be able to get the tempo on the map here first, as Rang Jun and Shayak both have exchanged TPs in the mid lane.
You're seeing the reset come through from Woolite and Vander as well. Dragon, probably not the biggest priority for Misfits in the earlier parts of the game. We're more than likely going to see Tinks reset, head towards the top side of the map, and get that blue side camp reset here. And he could potentially find an angle onto Bad Lulu if he so chooses as well, especially because Irrelevant in the 1v1 has already been doing such a good job here.
Rang Jun just playing with the vision here, trying to threaten something maybe into the top side, relieve some of that pressure that Irrelevant has been pouring on to Bad Lulu. And just some early trading here back and forth. Raxo will be into the jungle. No, it's actually going to be Mirage's ward here, so just going to be able to get some deeper vision down. Memento still only level 3 though, has not really been doing a whole lot of farming, so we'll see what kind of comes of this play at the moment. As Shayak is going to go for the shove, but we could get a dredge line. We'll see if Raxo can find an angle.
Oh, no scout of the week. They know it's go time.
Oh, it's go time, and it's a flash for the flash here. And that is going to be exactly what you want here for your mid laner.
That's perfect. You trade support flash, and Rexo's going hex flash, so he's happy to go ahead and throw that one away for the mid lane there. So nice play coming through, a nice read and patience coming out from Raxo. Of course, that doesn't mean Cody Sun. So be very careful approaching this wave, especially because it is going to be slow pushing towards Misfits' bottom turret here.
Interesting. No cleanse coming in here for Cody's son. With the death sentence and the scatter of the week, a lot to be worried about.
That's
but
true.
Feels confident enough, I guess, here on the Aphelios. As Bad Lulu needs to wait for that wave to shove into him. Level 6 picked up first. We'll see Memento just try to get a little aggressive onto Tinks, but Tinks has the farming advantage. He is currently up, has the pickaxe also over Memento, so he's ready to take that fight in case he does dive just a tad bit too deep. And now that this bot wave is in the position that it's in, I was going to say, Tinks, he might be looking for a play down here. Still no flash for Cody's son.
I mean, you saw Memento show up. I'm pretty sure he walked out of that bot rush, so the opening is there. Vander doesn't quite have flash, so we won't see another flash play, but the play has been read. Rungjun is also moved. He actually has the Realm Warp available, so we could very easily see a play come through, but they know he's on the Dragon.
All right, will they make the play happen? Yes, they will. Vander in a lot of trouble, will be taken down.
Hello.
Rexo gets the kill. Woolite does still have access to the heal. And he used it, and he will be okay, but will be forced off the wave.
Wow, really nice play coming through from Mirage. Misfits, Tinks thinks he has the opening because the ward shows the Dragon has been started. What he forgets is Rungjun has the Realm Warp, and he immediately channels it when Tinks shows up in that bottom play. Excellent early game play from Mirage Elyandra so far, and this is what we needed to see from them. Make use of the CC that you have and the map moving tools that you have.
Relevant bullies out Bad Lulu again out of the lane. I mean,
this is brutal.
It is brutal because, this is back-to-back performances where, Bad Lulu has not maybe looked on par with what he was bringing to the table in the early stages, where he was the aggressive one. He was the one chunking you out of lane, and he was doing it with zero resources. But the thing here is that Mirage still aren't putting resources into Bad Lulu. So to enable this pick, he has to kind of do it all by himself. And with, again, the level 1 that I kind of hit on just, earlier, has certainly hurt him and stopped him from finding this advantage, and Irrelevant's been able to deal with it beautifully. Already the Tabby's kind of the first item picked up here for Wukong. It never really feels good, especially when you had got the counter pick here, but it looks like now blue buff should be handed over to Shayak. He still does not have his flash up, so this will certainly make things a little bit easier just to be able to kind of farm up, get himself to a point where he will be able to contest still some of that lane priority, but he is going to be up also a good amount of CS over Rangjun here throughout all of this early game kind of pressure that's been taking place here back and forth.
Yeah, Rangjun's definitely spending a bit of time out of lane and maybe not the best moments, and it's really starting to reflect in this lead Shayak has for himself here. He's going to be really strong on this Syndra pick, and it's going to be even better too. Even though they know Tinks is going for the Herald, they won't be able to necessarily do something about it here. They have the stronger mid jungle 2v2 on the side of Misfits, and with nobody else roaming up, this actually doesn't seem like something you can contest, Memento.
Yeah, you don't have the top lane priority. Irrelevant does have Mega Nards running out, but I just don't think you're going to be able to get in there, so they're going to let that one go. Rift Herald going to be picked up. Tink's going to take a reset. And already nice objective control, at least for Misfits.
And I love this. He used that empowered recall. He's going to head towards this bottom side of the map immediately. He pings it, and because of, again, front row seats, they always cost you, Austin, and it's going to be the possibility of Misfits being able to maybe not get those bottom side camps, but get to fight for this Dragon that is up on the table here. And if so, I mean, Misfits get 2 for the price of 1.
Yep. Able to come away with some decent counter jungling. And Tinks is now maybe going to be forced to make a play here. It could very well on to Cody's son. It could be where they're looking, but we'll see if they decide to pull the trigger down here. The Dragon will be started up and should be secured. So despite losing the Rift Herald, feels like Mirage actually get a lot back here for themselves as they take away multiple camps, get the Scuttle Crab and the Dragon.
Yeah, in terms of gold and everything, it is a pretty fair trade. It's all going to come down to the value of the Rift Herald.
Oh
wow.
Raxa's dead. Nothing to say here.
Nah, yeah, it's done. Really nice catch out. Take your time. Make sure Woolite can get it. And there it is. Means that, one, Cody's son, you have to be a little more careful when coming back to lane. Luckily, he has his mid and jungle here. But you got to imagine that's going to be a lot of gold coming through for Woolite.
Relevant running out of the Mega Nard. Just gives him one nice big hug there with the ultimate there, throwing him into the wall. And drops down to Mini, gets himself a plate, walks himself out. So good stuff here so far for Irrelevant, who is also building up a really big CS lead. I mean, Misfits are basically, creating advantages purely through CSing, which is, incredible within itself, since the fact that, both teams have access to all the minions.
Yeah.
And they've been able to at least get themselves up by 1K here very early on at 10 minutes.
The big thing, too, that's causing it is Yeah, okay, nothing's going to happen there. The big thing that's causing this, I think, the way I'm seeing it, is that Rungjun has been spending a lot of time out of lane. Again, we talked about it before, and it's really starting to show in this lead Chayak has there. The fact that he showed to cover the Herald play to make sure it wouldn't be as effective if Tinks wanted to commit to it means that Chayak got a turret play to the mid lane, continues to shut these waves, and denies some golden XP from the mid laner of Mirage. So Rise, champion we already know, needs to scale up. In this particular context, is going to struggle when it comes to range. Falling behind is not the best here. Although you get some value for it here, you have to make sure it's worth it.
Certainly do. Irrelevant. There it is. First item locked in here. Hullbreaker will be good for him to start putting on some more pressure here in the top side against Bad Lulu. It has not looked good, at least so far, as of just yet for us. But now taking a look at the rest of the items still coming in. No real first items besides the one at the top side for Irrelevant. So we'll see if a play does break out in the bot side. Rangjun has actually opted in to clearing out this wave. And we'll see. All right, Cody-san does end up going here for himself. But at the very least, it will be just a trade of picking up the lane, moving back over, has the Realm Warp to be able to make any kind of cross-map plays as well. So good stuff all around the board here. Memento also just going to be responsible for trying to hold out here. But we'll see if Misfits can maybe come away with a bit of plates here with the Riptail, as it looks like they will drop it.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to take the turret, but being able to get these extra turret plates into your mid-jungle, I think, is perfectly fine. Now Memento is here, just in case they want to make the move and dive onto Rangjun, but ultimately there isn't much that's going to be done here. Almost 4 turret plates gone from this mid lane tier 1, and Misfits have all the pressure going through. And look, Bad Lulu moved just in case that Demolish is doing work. Irrelevant gets another turret plate in his pocket. That's going to be 3 solo.
I mean, that's 7 turret plates across the board right now here for the side of Misfits, and there's only 2 on the other side on the bot side. Bad Lulu, well, he tries to see, hey, listen, can I trade with this guy? No, you cannot.
No.
And Irrelevant is continuing to just have everything in his favor, but Bad Lulu uses the Cyclone, and now he doesn't have it, but how about the Flash? Memento will just kick him away. We'll have to invest the Flash himself, but will they be able to get on top of him? Vander pulls in the Lantern. Safeguard is there. Chayak with the Flash into the Scatter of the Week. That is a perfect setup, and that is a pick on Memento.
What an excellent play there from the mid laner of Misfits Premier. Chayak, player who was up and down for us, if we're being honest here, but we talking to that coaching staff, getting that idea where they think the balance when developing players is having your 2 players who are new, rookies, Chayak and Irrelevant, and having these 3 more experienced players is the best way to allow them to really excel, really learn. And we are starting, it's been some time, but we're starting to see that come through. And not just with Chayak, with Irrelevant here. It isn't just this matchup. Irrelevant has been a pretty constant bright spot on this Misfits team for me. And we're just continuing to see that grow here. And this might be a sign of Misfits' continuing rise.
Dragon coming up in 45 seconds. First one was collected by Mirage Elyandra. We'll see if they try to move in here for the second one, as it should be a trade-off of the blue. Get Chayak this blue here after setting up the play last time around. He also will not have his Flash if Misfits do decide to come in here and contest, but they would be pretty late to the party. Tinks is not going to be in position to help Vander set up inside of the river, but they still should be able to move in nonetheless here, as Rangjun's going to be responsible for clearing out the bot side. Wulight's been able to farm out some of the Krugs here in the meantime as he catches this wave, and now Irrelevant is also taken down the top lane tower, and he has TP advantage as well over Bad Lulu right now.
Yeah, and just in time for those plates to fall, he ends up getting the first turret gold as well. So this Gnar is juiced.
He is juiced.
Out of his mind, and like you said, the TP is in his favor, so Bad Lulu is forced to let go of a lot of this golden XP. He recognizes how important this dragon is and dragon stacking in general for Mirage. So he's going to show up with the Cyclone, and if a fight breaks out, he will be there for the CC.
Well, it will be a little bit late. I think this gets burned down in time. It does. Mirage, they're here first. They collapse first. So second dragon, it's theirs. But do they exit safely? That is the question. And it looks like Misfits not interested in keeping this going. Will now just kind of turn their attention over to the mid lane.
Scatter of the Week, the Chompers just trying to buy some space so Wulight can get this turret here, and that extra gold is always something you love to see on this Jinx, on Wulight. One of the big players here for this Misfits roster is really starting to come online there with this Jinx pick. And we talked about it, it's important. To overcome Misfits composition, Mirage have to find these angles. Although they've been able to get some of these objectives, which is a big deal for them, we still haven't seen the fights come through. They are down at a couple thousand gold. Probably not something they're looking to do just yet, but time's not necessarily on their side, so they're going to have to start pushing and forcing the situation.
Dude, Irrelevant has been a split push monster. That is 2 towers he has taken down all by himself. Bad Lulu can't contest him. He can't do anything. Like, look at the item differential. He is 50 CS up right now, Beatdown.
15 minutes.
I mean, this is incredible. He got 5 plates. He's gotten 2 towers. He is so far ahead of Bad Lulu, who got the counter pick and said, listen, you know, he had to have been the one that said, pick me, Wukong. And boy, oh boy, is he ever feeling the other side of it, because this is 2 levels up right now for Irrelevant. He's continuing to keep the pressure on.
What an insane performance. TP still in his favor as well, so something should break out. It will be Misfits able to access their 5th man. The question right now is Irrelevant is actually trading aggressively in that bottom side, it looks like, with the Mega Gnar good to go. Even in the 4v4, Misfits' chances look really good. So Mirage, do they want to try, or are they just looking for front row seats?
Irrelevant could be able to get some trades in right before switching to Mini Gnar, but the Rift Herald, that's the target right now for Misfits. Hook will land onto Memento.
Nice hook,
TP is coming through. Now the ultimate in the back here from Cody said, what can he do? But the scatter of the week is going to send Mirage running here for the hills. The Rift Herald should be secure, but it does reset. Memento goes back in, looks for the kick, finishes off the kill, but it's just the support. And now Woolite looking for the resets, but Irrelevant will flash to secure the kill. Rangjun, the next one up, grabs the kill before falling, but it's a kill for Woolite. Will be able to kite this one out. Bad Lulu can't find the kill onto Shayak. It's a double for the 80 carry, and Misfits Premier will win the fight.
Beautiful setup there. Irrelevant making full use of that TP advantage. Means it's going to be a 3-for-1 with the Rift Herald to boot, and Misfits are coming out all on top in all of these trades, and you can see it come through. They didn't even worry about the Herald anymore. They got the hook onto Memento. They pulled the trigger, making full use of Vander's stopwatch. And in this 5v4 situation, you can't imagine any other scenario turning out here. The only thing really distracting them momentarily was the reset of the Rift Herald, allowing Memento to get one, but it didn't even matter. They still had the numbers, they still had the damage.
Yeah, I couldn't tell the exact HP. I want to say it was like 40. It was something ridiculously
low, yeah.
But they can't get it either way. They still take the fight, and you basically get all of the gold exactly where you want it. Now look at Woolite, 4-0. You have Shayak, who's also 1-0, so all of that gold going to the right people here, making Misfits even stronger, and now they get to come back out on the map, and they get to take the Rift Herald anyway.
That's right. The best of both worlds, they get to have their cake and eat it too, and now, because all that's left are tier 2 turrets, there's just so much more gold that is available to them in the side lane, especially because Irrelevant is about to find out 2 members are on this bottom side of the map, and you got to imagine as soon as that knowledge is there, Tanks is just going to take that Herald to the top side of the map. I'm already seeing the pings come through.
Now the setup is in for him. Woolite can also rotate over, and Memento, wrong side of the map. Rangjun does have a teleport, but we'll see if they do, in fact, make the call, see if they can take this down. Vander could also go fishing for some hooks here, but the Rift Herald comes out. Doesn't exactly go over the wall, but it still will come all the way around. Should crack the tower. It might just be enough. They might need a little bit more damage here after Shelly cracks, I imagine. I don't think this will find the tower, and it doesn't, so we'll be able to at least hold off to tier 2, but that one is basically going to be done the next time someone sets up the split push.
See, here's the thing, Austin. I need you to think with me for a second. Actually, hold that thought.
All right, Misfits, or rather, Mirage going to make the play, but the TP's coming in the back. Irrelevant's buying a lot of time.
Alive?
He gets the Mega Gnar, and now Shayak is here to assist, but a second TP comes in. Bad Lulu's into the fight, looking for the Cyclone.
Hello.
It's a great setup. This could be the fight for them, but they still haven't taken down anyone. Rangjun left out to dry. Kill will be secured. Irrelevant's going to grab it, but Tinks a little bit overextended. Still able to survive with the help of the Gore Drinker. Raxo
You're kidding.
not in a great spot. Misfits will turn the fight and get a 2-for-0.
Insane counter coming through from Misfits Premier, being able to just shut down any play. Mirage end up making the Hullbreaker stats are coming in so clutch for Irrelevant. The fact that he has had that gold EXP lead for so long, so much health to work with, means so much time to buy for the team to come through. And what does that mean? No soul point for Mirage, no play in the side lane for Mirage, and we're getting pretty close to no chance for Mirage.
There's no towers on the map right now, and look at that gold lead. It is just about out of control. And now we'll take another look here as Irrelevant just was able to stack up the Mega.
And you can see it as soon as the play comes through. Recalls are canceled, teleports are out, and watch the mini-map here. You can see it all this time. Yup, still alive, half HP for Irrelevant, and you ran out of time, Mirage. No time, you couldn't kill anybody, and they get out.
Everyone just barely surviving, then Rangju left out to dry. Tinks looks like he's in a bad spot, but Gore Drinker comes
Very
in.
cool.
Kites back to his team. A nice flash hook here from Vander, and it was not reacted whatsoever here from Araxo, and will end up dropping. So things go from bad to worse right now, and now you do take a look at that gold lead, almost at 8,000. This is going to be a tough one here for Mirage Elyandra.
Tough one is an understatement. The win con is still the same for this team. Although Dragon Soul is going to take a little longer than you may want, we got to look to Raxo and Bad Lulu. They are the only ways to overcome this range disadvantage that Rangjun and Cody Sun find themselves in. And you can saw the damage they were putting in these fights. They pack a punch. But if you can't set them up, it does not matter. And it's so hard to set them up when Misfits keep beating you at every turn, keep taking all your turrets, putting you in such a deficit. Mirage haven't even taken one yet.
That's right, haven't even gotten one. The Baron being on the table, I mean, this is where Misfits now can start to play the vision game with you, deny you any kind of an opportunity to move up and get some of this vision down, clear it all out, threaten the Baron, then they can look for a turn. I mean, they have Irrelevant, who still has access to this teleport too, by the way. It was everyone that teleported to him, so he's now able to keep this split pressure going. Rangjun's the one that's forced to match because his teleport is up. So you are just feeling the overall pressure on the map. Level 14 here for Irrelevant, still CSing extremely well. And we'll see what exactly will be done at the moment, because Misfits, they have everything in their control, but you still do have an Aphelios, you still do have a Rise. We'll see if Mirage can somehow try to stall this out and work towards some objective bounties.
Right, the wave clear means Rangjun is going to be able to not necessarily duel Irrelevant, but enough that he doesn't have to worry about any towers being threatened. He can clear that wave very, very easily. And him staying in the side lane is fine as well. He has the teleport. You can see him recalling here. There's a chance that Mirage could just leave that bottom lane briefly and try to force a play. You are down so much gold. A 5v4 is your best chance at coming out on top in these fights. And you can see it coming through. They're walking away from this bottom lane, and I think Irrelevant has realized this one as well. So this is Mirage's call to actually back off. It's a great read.
Irrelevant going to move over. Is stacking up the Mega Gnar. Memento. It's going to be in trouble. Oh, there's the hook, but it will just be the clone here. Bad Lulu able to escape with his life. Another hook, another re-engage, but it is just Vander. Damage comes out, but look at the damage on the Cody Sun. He's down with some trouble. A good kick to disengage, and now Mirage looks like they might be able to make it out, but Memento, he eats the ultimate from Shayak. Unleash power is there. Woolite with the play to find the auto. Two players go down, and now Misfits, they can look for the Nash.
It's just that simple. No matter what Mirage are trying to do, Misfits will not give them the mistake that they desperately crave at this point in time. And it's going to be an easy, epic monster taken for Misfits. No steal available because Memento is on the gray screen, and there's nothing to trade for it as well. Austin, objective bounties are up, and there's turrets aplenty, but Mirage can barely walk out of their base.
Ooh, that's not done. He's coming up here, and he's looking to bully him out. He's like, maybe I need one more wave to get his next item.
Yeah, he's expensive.
Oh, he doesn't get the caddy. Is that going to cost him? We'll have to see.
If it is, it's got to be a tilter.
It'd be funny.
I'm literally just waiting there for the items to come through. I mean, there's nothing going on right now. You see the assist pings coming through. Okay, we're actually going to talk about the replay. Here's the catch. You force Memento away with the ward hop, and in the process, you get the perfect play here. Woolite still sitting nice and pretty. Yeah, he takes a little bit of damage, but it ultimately doesn't matter because of that locket and the support he has from his team. And because of that, and the damage from Chaya, Memento just gets deleted. Woolite uses the Gale Force forward. It's just mwah. It's perfect.
Oh boy, 11K, 10K, hovering around this mark right now. Mirage, what are they going to be able to do? You need a big kick from Memento to kick Woolite into the fight, Shayak into the fight. There's multiple targets you have to deal with, and both of them have their flashes up. But Misfits, they'll go down to the bot wave. The Baron makes it so easy for them to start tackling these towers. They'll shred them down. The second tower going to fall. Inhibitor in the bot lane will also fall here too. And Memento, he is behind enemy lines. He's taking the long route. You don't have Bad Lulu here in Misfits. They're threatening to end the game.
Beautiful flash.
Is going to land. Rangjun is out of the fight. Sent to the gray screen. Raxo tries to salvage the play. Memento, he's in the back. Can he find the kick? He immediately has to go into the stopwatch, and Woolite's already taken down two. Third is there to Irrelevant, and the fourth is locked in for the mid laner. How about this game from Misfits? They have come to play, minimal mistakes, and they'll get their 7th win of the LFL.
Misfits Premier are saying they're ready